All right, everyone, so here we are, middle of the week, Wednesday, and we got some action today. We've had a little bit of action each day this week, not that it's been always easy to trade because it's been pretty choppy, but today we had some news on DRCT, a 540% year-over-year revenue increase, and it squeezes up over 100%. That was a good opportunity. Made a little bit on it, and it didn't kill it, but made a little bit on it. Then we had PGY. I didn't see any news on it, but it squeezed up 100% as well. It sold off from 10 all the way down to like 3 or 4. About 280 this morning. And then it squeezed up here, so it's at 550 right now, and showed some really good opportunities. So we'll break down PGY, DRCT, and I'll talk about SMIT and TBLT as well during this recap. I hope you enjoy it. As always, reminder, trading is risky and my results are not typical. There's no guarantee you'll find success, so take it slow. Practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line, and don't try to blindly follow me or anyone else. All right, take it slow. I hope you enjoy the recap. Hope you hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning for the morning show. All right, so I'm gonna recap the trades from today. It's about 10:30, and locking up a small green day here. Started very slowly. First trade was on SMIT, SMIT. Second trade was TBLT, which put me up, $210 on the day. And then we got some trades on DRCT, which ended up being our leading gapper at 72%, but went all the way up to over 100%. DRCT is currently sitting at up 90%. We also have a little bit of a tailwind from the overall market. Not a lot pre-market. We had a really strong day yesterday. Then pre-market, we were pulling back a little bit, but now we're coming back up. And this level is pretty important here on the daily. So look at how we have this double top right around 393. And right now, at this moment, we've just broken through it up to 393.47, 393.50, 393.52, 53, right? So we're actually breaking this important level, and that gives us a window on the daily chart up to 395.78. If you're not already familiar with gaps and windows, of course, that's part of the technical analysis that I teach in the Warrior Pro curriculum. Gaps and windows are very important. This is a window, and then this is a gap here from 95 to 401.44. So we have both gaps and windows on the S&P, but I'm not sure. It's still very early in the day. It's only 10:30, so we'll see how it behaves at this level. It did get up into this area pre-market, or actually, it was early pre-market. But remember, pre-market volume is very light compared to regular trading hours, as you can see down here. So it's really the regular trading hours that are more important. And I just see out of the corner of my eye, DRCT taking a little bit of a dive there as it breaks below this support line. So you had a bit of ascending support on DRCT right here, and now it's breaking that level. So, I mean, it's, not super surprising at this time of the day. It's a little later in the morning. So let's look at, we'll do the day from the start, from the first trade to the last. So SMIT, and by the way, those tuning in on YouTube, watching the recap on YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in. If you have been watching the morning show, you may have noticed this morning that we enabled ads, monetized the morning show. For reference, if everyone who was tuned into the morning show saw that ad, I made $15, about $15. This is not about making money. It's actually about trying to fuel the YouTube algorithm. What I've noticed is that I'm wondering why the videos that I've put out are not getting very many views. It's a little bit strange. And the thing that I'm kind of looking at, there was this there was a announcement, I don't know, it was like last year on YouTube that all videos would be, whether or not you were part of monetization, that your videos could become eligible to show ads, whether or not you wanted them to. And then I've kind of noticed the like the progression on subscribers. I mean, we like came right up to, you know, 960,000 subscribers, and the subscriber growth has really slowed down. Now, some of that you might attribute to the overall market, but it's a little more than what's normal in terms of those ebb and flows. So, you know, I'm sort of like, is it that YouTube is not recommending my videos because my videos don't contain ads and therefore they don't make money on them? Because there's all these factors that go into the YouTube algorithm. It's, you know, they want people to stay on the platform, but then they also want to make money, right? So I'm hoping that this makes YouTube more inclined to recommend my channel. And, you know, I mean, it's selfish because I want the channel to grow, but on the other hand, I want to reach people out there who are interested in day trading before they fall into the traps of the market, like trading with real money before they know what they're doing, or blindly following text and email alerts that they get from some penny stock newsletter. So I'm hoping to have the channel maintain the prominence that it's had over the years. And I don't know, we'll see what happens, but the YouTube algorithm is a big mystery. Not unlike the algorithms that certainly exist in the market. So SMIT, this one, kind of weird. Halted pre-market, had some news. It resumed at 550. I bought it at 548. It pops up to 588, up to a high of 591. I took about half off the table. I was willing to add back if I saw green on the tape for the break over 6, and then it dropped down back to 550, where I sold the rest at around 537. So I only made $130 on it, traded with very small position. It was resumption from a halt. I haven't been doing super well on that particular setup. I've had a few where I've done well, but I've also more recently not done as well. So I was kind of hesitant on that with SMIT. So I ended up being a $130 winner. That was the first trade. Second trade, TBLT. So Manoli, member in the community, he's got his $1 million badge. He said he was buying TBLT. He had a good trade on it. He did well. Actually had a number of good trades today. So that was great to see. So he brought that to my attention. I thought, okay, I'll jump in that. So I jumped in right here on this candle, and I got in at 40, I think it was like 43 or 44, 343, 344, hit a high at 350. And then it kind of had like a seller at 350. And I thought, you know what, I'm out. So breakout or bailout. So I bailed out on it. I was, you know, weak hands, whatever, paper hands, bailed out, made 3 cents on 3,000 shares, $85. It ends up squeezing at the open. Manoli locked up a nice winner on it, whatever. Okay, so he got a good trade on it. I didn't do very well. The next trade that Manoli traded pretty well was PGY, just to mention this one. I didn't trade this one either. Squeezes up here, halts up at 390, goes higher up to $5, pulls back, and right in here, he called it out for a break of VWAP trade. Got that nice trade through 440 up to 5, hit a high of 557. That was nice. That was really nice. I didn't trade it. Why? Well, it's a recent special acquisition company. So the investors are in at $10. I was a little cautious on it being below 10. On the one hand, you might have investors averaging down, but you could also have them bailing out because they're sort of bag holders in a way. I'm not really sure what the terms are of the SPAC, but I just wasn't really sure. And the float was higher according to my market data, but then there was some difference in different data feeds showing different float numbers, so I wasn't totally sure. And when I watched it right here on resumption, I was tempted, but I just thought, you know, the volume's light. It's a little later in the morning. This is the type that you can get into some trouble on and end up losing. So it went without me. And then at this point, I just sort of was already winding down and just thought, I don't know. I just don't want to push my luck. I'm grateful for, you know, $1,800, and this is enough for me for today. It's another green day. These are small green days, but these are keeping my head above water. And if I get greedy and I try to get more, I can push myself too close to the edge and end up giving back profit. So anyways, PGY, didn't trade it, but nice job for Manoli on that one. Okay, so So after my first trade on SMIT and TBLT, I was like, all right, I'm up $210 on the day. This is not too impressive, but at the same time, it's a green day, and I made an oath to sit down here every day and try to trade. So I guess I've done my job. And then we had DRCT. Surprise. All right, so what happens on DRCT? Sorry, hang on one second.
Sorry, there's a booger bubble on the ground.
Oh gosh. We can, if you want to go for a bike ride a little later, we can certainly do that.
Sure.
All right, so anyway, so DRCT, it pops up here first to $1.85, and I saw it pop up. I saw there was news, 540% year-over-year earnings, revenue, something like that. Very good. And it did something interesting. It popped up to 85 on the ask, but the bid dropped down to 65 or 62. So you had this kind of weird price action where the ask was moving up and the bid was moving lower at the same time. And I was like, that doesn't make me feel super confident to press the buy button. I'm a little nervous about getting, buying the ask and then having to hit the bid and, having that big spread. So I didn't touch it. It then pops up to $2 here. It hits $1.99 on the ask, but then, you're seeing orders going through at $1.99, $1.99, and then all of a sudden there's a big order that goes through at, $1.88. And it's like, this is weird. This is some weird stuff. And then it breaks over, and I said, you know what? All right, I'll punch it. So I bought at what was it? I think it was 202, 203. It broke over 2, and it held $2 on the bid. So I was like, all right, let's give it a try. So first I'm in at like 202, and then I added at, whatever, 215. I started just actively trading it. And we can even look at the 10-second chart on this just so you can kind of better see what was happening in those candles. In hindsight, I'm only up $1,600 on it. So I really didn't crush it by any means. Sorry, hang on. So distracting. Sorry about that. So, all right, so DRCT. Okay, so this goes up to, so this is a candle right here where I got in around 203, 204. It hits a high of 217. It pulls back. Then it hits a high of 225. It pulls back again. Then it pops up through 227, 230, 235, 245, up to 259. So now it's starting to move. We got another nice pullback right about here. And we got a move all the way up to 274, which wasn't bad. That was not bad. Drops down here to 248, a little bit of a bigger pullback. What did I do? I bought the dip. Bought the dip off of 250, and we got this nice curl. And into the open, I held the position. So it was long into the open. We got to move up to 269, a pullback, big seller right around 270. And then we broke through it. We busted through that seller 270 all the way up to 297. And then we ran into a bit of a struggle up here at 3. Got in at 95, stopped out at 90, got back in at 97. And then finally we got the break of 3, up to 320. My final ad was actually at 314. We hit a high of 320 and I took a loss on that. I sold it like 308. So finishing more or less near the high of day. Pulled back here, as you can see, back down to 3, came back up to 310, and then right here it broke this ascending support trend line. So we had ascending support right through here, right around here, and it just broke that line. Which is kind of similar to what PGY did to the upside in a way. PGY actually, that really looks like an inverted head and shoulders. I'll take a screenshot of that. That's a good one. So we've got the inverted head and shoulders on PGY. But in any case, this broke over this, switch to the 1 minute, this kind of level right in here. Sort of had this like wedge here. It busts through that level, breaks through 440, and now look at that, up to 880. So, sorry, 580. I'm having a little bit of a hard time reading this one though, because the dips are so big. You know, it hit a high of 557, then it drops all the way down to 451. Like that's a significant drop. But it's going higher, so I don't know. Unfortunately, I think I'm just at a point where I would just feel like I've kind of missed the move on. It's already up 100%. So, anyways, regardless of the float, regardless of what the float is, the price action is still not, for me, feeling easy. I just am feeling like it's a little too risky. I just don't want to give back my gains. I want to preserve what I've got. You know, in a hotter market, I'd step up to the plate. But you know, when you have something that has $1 drawdowns, you know, that's you're playing with a little bit of fire there. You've got risk. So, anyways, I'm trying to mitigate the risk. Small green days, and I'm okay with that. So, anyways, so yeah, PGY. Let's see what the cost is to borrow it. Shorts, about 11 cents per share right now. So, you know, 10,000 shares would cost $1,100. S&P 500, meanwhile, nice break through that 93.50 level, $1 a share, up almost to 95. So, you know, we're continuing the momentum from yesterday, breaking through that level. We'll see where, you know, the market ends up. You know, next resistance is around 395.78. So I don't know. It's good that it's good. You know, it's good to see that strength. IWM, small cap index, or the Russell 2000. So nice move here as well. You know, nice move off the low, 10%. So, you know, of course, still well off the highs, but I don't know if this is just a you know, bear market rally. I think, you know, it's kind of similar to what we had in this area. You know, a bounce. It's pretty similar. You could say we're probably coming into some descending resistance here. Let's see. Oh no, actually we're above it. We're above that. Okay, so I would expect a retest of it. So whether it's, you know, not today, but hopefully not today, but in a couple days, a retest, prove it can hold this, you know, kind of critical level in here. And then if we can base off of that, then what we're doing is we're stair-stepping up. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what we would need to see from a technical analysis standpoint. So anyways, good job for those of you guys that got green today. You know, I'm recapping very small green days here. I mean, these are very small green days compared to where I was at, you know, a year ago, whatever, but 6 months ago. But I'm happy to be keeping my head above water. That's what I'm trying to do right now. And, you know, so today's another base hit day. If we start seeing these types of moves more frequently, as I've said, I'm happy to step up to the plate more. And shoulders, just saving that screenshot. All right, but I think that I'm playing it safe right now, and I think I'd rather right now play it safe and maybe leave a little money on the table than push hard and give back gains and then sort of feel regret that, why was I pushing so hard? This was not the right market for that. That was stupid. And, you know, get myself kind of annoyed. So I'm going to stick with it, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. So coming up towards 11:15 here, shutting it down for the day. And, you know, my approach is literally shutting it down and walking away, and I'm not going to look at charts for the rest of the day. That's it. So locking up a green day, and we'll be back at it first thing tomorrow. All right, thanks as always for those who have tuned in for the recap and those who we're watching the morning show. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Members, I hope you had a great day, and we'll see you in the morning.
And that right there was an entire video with no ads. I don't monetize my YouTube channel with video ads, which means you guys get to enjoy the content. But do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and let YouTube know that this channel is the channel to watch if you want to learn about day trading.